We don't own the rights to this music.
Hey
But, you
now,
know, we
hey
should.
now, hey
We
now,
don't, we
hey
don't, we
now,
don't
hey
own
now.
the rights to it.
Mitchell and Mitchell is live, y'all. We are live and in full effect, baby.
Okay, hold on. I don't own the rights to this music, y'all. Hold on. I have to cut it off.
We don't own the rights to this music. Get your mind.
We don't own the rights to the music, but we was just out here anyway. So what's up, y'all? Happy Memorial Day weekend. This is Ed and I doing what we do as always, but we are simply chilling on the rooftop, in my state this time. And I'm just gonna, I got bouquets of people. So if you know me, you know me. If you don't, it's cool, but you see me here. But we where we be, where we at. We bees where we at.
We're gonna be where we be, baby. Today is gonna be
A real relaxed day, I say.
real relaxed day, real good show. We did a couple of if you guys get a chance, people, when you go back and watch it, who's on, who's not on yet, you get a chance, go back and follow us on TikTok. We're gonna be doing a lot more videos on TikTok and Instagram.
Right.
Tonight, later, we're gonna go live on Instagram. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. We can go on live on there,
Yeah.
getting teed up, if you will. Just having a good time. You know, Memorial Day weekend brings about a lot of different
Different emotions. I think
different emotions.
people are giving, saying hello to military people,
Right, military people get like people they
your
lost
loved
someone.
ones, people you lost. I know I'm in my feelings. I got to go ahead and give a shout out if my partner don't mind. Not so much a shout out, but I want to call it like a reflection.
Okay.
Right now, I'm feeling I'm missing my dad a lot. Um, so my father was Ernest, and he was an intricate part of my life. I think who I am and the makeup. I feel like I'm truly a female version of Ernest.
Okay.
And my dad was extremely smart and very talented and very, very competitive without him trying. It's like people was competing against him, and real talk, like if you was competing, you was really competing by yourself because he was doing what he do. That's just what he do. But I love me some Ernest, and my dad, he is a real true intricate part of my life. All I wanted to do was meet him all my life, and God blessed me with that, and I was able to meet him. So I'm remembering my father, and then I remember what I would say somebody very special to me in my life. Lamar, I lost him, um, and he was man, he's completely undescribable, but I call him Cancun chocolate. But he was an intricate part in my life as well. I mean, and then just everybody that lost someone, I can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody visiting cemeteries, going to grave sites and stuff like that. Um, so I know, I'm just saying, like, it's a reflection. I do it all the time. Y'all hear me say, inventory checks, reflections, and stuff like that. But what's up, Rod? My boy Rod, he met my dad, know my dad. My dad loved him to death. Um, so, those two men in my life is real special that I am memory and reflecting. And man, if heaven had appointments, I make it my business to be up there to be talking to them today. You know what I'm saying? Just to have a little conversation. But
All facts.
I am definitely remembering them. And then just to, I want to go ahead and rep this real quick because I'm doing this right now. Hold on one second. I got on my shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got all the hip hops today. And remembering everybody. There's some that's still here and some ain't, but I got my boy Biggie. I got Tupac on here a couple of times. So I'm representing a lot. I got Cube down here.
LL Cool J,
LL Cool J,
Snoop Dizzy, Double G, Double G.
Yep, all the
Oh, it
legendary
look like you got my man
yeah.
Heavy D on the bottom. Is it
I
Heavy D on
got
the bottom,
Heavy
right?
D. Yes, sir. That's right. So I want to, I felt that this was damn sure something I wanted to remember because we're remembering all those. So I make sure I hold nothing. So, and then welcome to everybody here today.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome.
What's up with you, partner?
Man,
Remember?
I'm feeling good. I'm fair for a square. We go ahead and do our little toast before we get too far gone.
Sip and spill.
I'm fair for a square, baby. I'm doing pretty good, feeling good. Life is. I'm feeling positive and optimistic, and feeling good. I'm doing pretty good. My mind is on sometimes you go through these ups and downs, but
Yep.
I'm pretty good. I like to give a shout out to my mom, who isn't here, who lost her in 2019. And it's cool because we do talk about your dad and my mom. We
Yep.
talked about him on more than a few occasions, which is pretty dope.
Yes, we
And
did.
give him a shout out to Marie Robbins Mitchell, mom, the one who I get my wonderful pizzazz and my looks, you dig.
All right,
Don't
Dad.
hate on that. But no, my mom, she was wonderful. She was funny. And but yeah, so give a shout out to my mom. Give
All
a shout out
right.
to my mom and for her and her memory. She was dope. And it's so funny because I see that how she's living through everybody in the family. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope to see. It's
Yeah,
a
I
cool
think
thing to see.
that's smooth though when you got people when your to me they need to live on. They need to live on, and it's hard to lose someone. Um, it's no way that I can downplay a father or mother. It all depends on where they at. But I want to say this when I've been thinking about it, Ed, is that sometimes you don't have family, and you have to a family that you choose, and I feel like that's so powerful. That's why I'm at in my life, like your family is an extension of my family. Like I love the Mitchells to death, so I wanted to take today to say that it's not just that. Like I always wanted to meet them. It's one of those things. Like Ed, real cool. He got, he more of an extrovert than me, so he got all the friends. But I feel like by now, all his friends and different people know him. I know everybody in my life know him, but when I say I love me some Audrey Mitchell, I love me some Eden Mitchell, I love me some Edwin Mitchell, I love me some Dylan Mitchell
Oh, my brother
and Kiwi
Tremaine.
Mitchell and RJ and Monica and Cedric and Tanae.
Yes, you got a chance to
Uh,
meet everybody. And
I
and
and
Ed
then
Senior.
and I ain't gonna and I see he ain't gonna let me give it. I'm gonna go ahead. I got to give it up to Pops because I'm connecting to him in a way because mine ain't here. So Ed family is my family, and I just wanted to say, I love you guys. I'm always gonna be right here. It ain't nothing y'all can't and will not ask me for. I will show up and show out like I always do.
Yes,
So one thing about Kimmy Kim for sure, one thing for certain, and don't ever forget is that I'm absolutely loyal.
that's what's up. I want to give a
So
shout out to my boy Tremaine. What's up, boy? My boy Trey. He's one of my. That's my guy. I love this brother, man. Him and his brothers. They're my senseis, martial arts gym. His uncle, Uncle Stud, and all of them. These are some very, very good, strong brothers, powerful black brothers, doing some big things in the community, giveaways
that's
and
dope.
building, rehabbing properties and stuff like that. So, not to step on what you were saying, I just wanted to give him a shout out because sometimes he be so busy. Tremaine, if anybody want to get a car towed, I don't know what other business he's got, properties he's got. Go see Tremaine, Mr. Tremaine Hemingway.
Appreciate the
Good
love.
young brother. Good young brother. These guys are wonderful people. Love these guys. Um, but yeah, I appreciate that. That the family and it's great that you got a chance to meet mostly everybody. I think you didn't meet John, the one that we talked to online, the one that lives in Georgia.
Yeah.
We met all my siblings and my dad.
I gave a shout out to every
To
Mitchell that I
every
know.
man that you met, you said Kiwi. Oh, you got to give a special shout out to somebody.
Yeah, I'm
You didn't
just
give a
waiting
shout
for
out
you to
to.
do you have any Mitchells that you need to recognize?
I gotta recognize my boy Dylan, aka I can't think of his name on this.
Gennaro.
Gennaro. Dylan, what's up, boy? That's my young guy, man. I fools with him. Devin.
Devin loves you to death.
Devin is a guy, man. He's super chill, super dope. DJ is super cool. He got some very chill mouth, very chill
Those
cats,
will be my sons.
Yeah, and then my
And
guy,
then
last but
the
not least,
infamous
if y'all could show my man,
Mr. DeMar
Mr.
Mitchell.
DeMar, that's my little guy. He's 8. He's so smooth with it. And the boy look like he could be one of them GQ magazine cover guys when he grew up. Little chocolate brother. He gonna get him. Hey, Bridget.
Hey, Bridget.
How are you, boo?
Hey, beautiful.
We ain't seen you in a long time.
It's good to see you. Listen, we appreciate when y'all pull up on y'all Memorial Day weekend and show support to us. We just chilling, but we glad when the family is in the building. I feel like we with family right now. Yeah, we with family.
And we love you
That's
guys.
fam,
We appreciate
see?
you guys coming on that. Listen, do us a favor. We on Sip and Spill on TikTok. We just put up a couple of videos on TikTok and obviously on Instagram. Check us out on there. You see how I got sent off on some buck tickets. You see how that went. And
toxicity at his best.
Toxicity at its best. We don't be knowing we being toxic as hell. Been traveling. Okay, boo thing. I see you. Oh, she said she loves us both. We love you, Bridget.
Yeah, we definitely, most definitely, most definitely.
So,
We love all the Sip and Spill family. We appreciate the, the consistency and the people to show up. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do it for.
right.
That's what we do it for. Being there. So for anybody that y'all want to send, y'all would like us to send a shout out to who are you remembering today?
Yeah, who are you remembering,
And
whether military or not?
whether military or not. You know what I'm saying? Who are you remembering? My father, he was military too. He did half his life in military. So, whoever you remembering today, we would like to give a shout out to it. And just for everybody, we give it a shout out to
I'll
all
give a
of them.
shout out to my sister-in-law who passed away. Actually, the sister-in-law that passed away on the day of my mom's funeral.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Miss Monroe. She was a sweetheart. I've known her damn near since I want to say 14, 13, 14.
Wow.
And she passed away in 2019. She was a military veteran.
Okay.
And passed away in her sleep in 2019. Like I said, the day of my mom's funeral, my brother found out on the day of my mom's funeral. So it's crazy. Got to call that day. But we're giving a shout out to her and to the family, the Monroe family. She was dope, real sweet.
Yeah.
And her daughter, my beautiful niece, she's so gorgeous. She looks just like her mother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she just living on. They got a new little baby. She is the bomb. They are so bomb.
That's all right.
Oh, yes. Bridget said she got to buy one of our Sip and Spill t-shirts.
Yes, girl. Come on in there and get one of them shirts. We in the process, like y'all hear me say all the time, we in the garage, we in the basement, but today we on the rooftop. You know what I'm saying? This how you just keep on elevating. But we want to send all the love out to anybody and everybody that you all are remembering today. Much love to you. Our hearts are in constant and consistent prayer. And I gotta say this, we like to go, go right to it and just recognize for all the parents that lost their children. I cannot imagine, or the loved one that lost the teacher or the adults that was lost in Texas lives. Just recently, I want to send a love out to them. May God watch and just really protect them and give them the strength. I can't imagine losing a child.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
I just can't imagine. It's so powerful, man. On a day like
this. Oh,
my
cousin. Paul, what's up? Paul, what's up, cousins? One of my big cousins, man. This guy is a bomb military vet too.
All
Paul.
Right.
Yeah, Paul Brown. This is one of my mom's nephews, auntie's sister's son.
Okay, Paul.
Paul, he was a twin. Paul and Paulette, they were twins. Him and his sister. And I lost his sister passed away some years ago. His twin sister.
We looking
Paulette.
now. We supposed to be okay.
Yes,
we looking at y'all. We trying.
We trying. We so sorry. We trying to do. We didn't had yes, rooftop level up, Bridget. Yes,
yeah.
Paul, I'm so glad you logged in, cousin. I love you, man.
Building, so
we don't get a chance to talk as often or whatever, but I wanted to make sure I tell you guys I love you guys. Oh, I don't know what happened here. We lost connection some kind of way. Uh-oh, are we there? There we go.
We're there.
All right. Sometimes you being your own producers, we gotta make those things. We gotta make those adjustments. Make it do what it do.
Yeah.
So, talking about and I want to wish my condolences and to the families who lost their loved ones in Texas at that school.
I can't imagine.
It's like it. I honestly now, I don't know. I can't do a lot of news, and I try to limit my intake on that.
Got to take it in doses, but when it's just sometimes some of that stuff kind of blaspheme and spills over into your life, even if you just on your phone and it hits you, if you're not even watching on TV. So I just want to send mad love to that. You know what I'm saying, to the people that are going through it right now. Sometimes we think we going through something. I was just watching something today. One of my favorite shows, and I'm gonna give a little shout out to him. I love this show, and y'all probably seen it. It's on Netflix called The Circle, and I was rooting for this guy on there. His name is Frank, and he won the whole thing. And different people, kind of figuring out who he was. But I want to give the point of me bringing it up is the fact that people didn't understand, and everybody got a backstory. And he lost both of his parents at a young age, and then he lost his grandparents, which usually is the next step up. When you lose your parents, you go to your grandparents, and he lost them, and then he lost his grandfather, just before he was, honored to go on the show.
Wow.
But he said something so powerful. He was just saying, like, the way he show up and smile, and the way, and people judge him for who he is, being a black man and gay. And I just want to, I just got mad love for me. Everybody, like, have different people you want to be. He's not a big celebrity, but for me, when I tell y'all, I wanted to just wrap my arms around him because I felt everything he was saying, and simply for the fact of we get so caught up in our little stuff, you don't realize how great you have it. You know what I'm saying? We really just don't know. It's a woman right now mourning her child. That's why I think about those Texas kids, different things. So in a memory of thinking of all the people that have lost people, I just want to say that may God wrap their hands around them and give them the script. I can't imagine. However, it just makes me say, ain't nothing that I'm going through that I can't get through, because at the end of the day, it's somebody going through something worse than me.
Yeah, that's great. You really, it makes you realize how blessed you are, how okay you
Blessed.
have it. Something that was funny. We were talking about the kids, like our kids today, and that type of thing.
Right.
And we create this atmosphere of all these wonderful things happening for them, opportunities, and it's like they don't get a chance. We kind of curtail the amount of adversity they see on a regular basis. What we saw, we were just like, look, you out there. Our parents, they wasn't. It was like we were survival mode.
Right, right,
And
right.
now we like, we don't want to do what our parents did. We want to put them in better schools and better park districts, all this, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it kind of makes it. But when we were growing up, we saw all this stuff, and we were able to see people at real time deal with stuff. But like, you know what? I ain't that bad. We
It
may not
ain't.
be.
It don't
We
be
may
that
not
bad. No,
be.
for real, for real.
Yeah, it don't. But they don't see it like that. When you see
Right.
everybody doing it, and you see these, and the people like I remember putting my kids in these school districts, and we were getting them. I get them a car. And when they, soon they turn 16, but it's like, but it's not a BMW because these parents had, so
Right, right, right.
they was on a
Hey, for real.
new level, and it was like my kids like, but it ain't a brand new car. I'm like, well, damn, I had to find my own car.
Shit, I ain't even have a car.
Right. So anyway, so when you look at that, it kind of puts you in a way you start really appreciating what you
Yes.
got when you see other people going through things or not
Yep.
have what you have.
Yep.
And this is a day of reflection, being
It
grateful.
is.
I
It
guess it's
is.
a day. Memorial Day is a day of being grateful and
Yep. Being
appreciating.
grateful.
We appreciate people that was in your
Yep.
life,
Yep.
were in your life,
Appreciate the people that's in your life.
that's currently in your life.
Currently in
Exactly.
your life. Like I said, when I was saying about sometimes you have to choose family that you choose. They be sometimes more closer to you than blood. And that's what for me I take that very, very serious. Sometimes it might not be the way you panned out, how you were born, and you have to be just mother and father. Sometimes you might meet somebody along in your journey of life. That person become an intricate part, and that's what I was saying about Frank on the show. He don't have anybody, so he got two best friends that is his family. So when he won, he did it. We up. You know what I'm saying? The highs, the lows, the downs, and all that. I'm just saying, like, you really gotta cherish that. And I feel like we don't do that. We take people for granted. If you think they're gonna just stay around, just because you did one thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying if you haven't reached over and told that person or just did something, I challenge everybody, as I always say, be kind and go do something nice. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's so much as say, let me come over and take your garbage out.
I
You know what I'm
like that.
saying? Just do something nice. I try to put it in my life every day. I reach out to people that I feel like just don't have no one. Like I was just telling Ed, growing up in school for me, I always feel like I didn't want to hang with people. Like girls would be saying, "You pretty, you pretty, you cool, you get pretty guys." I went on that. I always looked for the girls or the guys that was around them. Like their face could have been messed up. I didn't care, but those were the ones I made my friends. And I still like that today. I like the people that nobody like. They'll be the ones I'll be like, okay, I got you.
That's why she my friend. Nobody like me. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna help you out.
Y'all pray for me. I'm a
I'm
work
gonna
in progress when it comes to Edward Mitchell.
I'm gonna help you out
Okay.
because you struggling.
I'm struggling right now. Can y'all see I'm struggling?
I
I'm struggling.
I like that you said that. I think that we should do a show dedicated to gratification or
Yeah.
showing gratitude to people.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I think we're gonna do that. A day of flowering.
Yeah.
So giving people their flowers is what I say. We say a lot of times on here. We give people their, give them their props.
Right. Give them their props.
Give them their props. They was there for you.
Give them their flowers, as Ed say.
Yeah, give them their props. Give them their flowers. Give them their. Let people know.
Yeah, just really come on out, like you said, and just let them know.
Recognition day. Recognize that they are
Right.
important. That they mean something to you. I
Right.
wrote a post a week or so ago. and it was like I stated something about my personal life, and I said sometimes you can overplay your hand and thinking that you got time to make things right. Like even with your parents, you think you could like I got time to. I don't call my parents as much. I don't go see them as much, or I don't talk to my kids or grandkids as much, or I don't do certain things, or I don't tell my friends and family that hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for considering me, making dinner, or
Right.
helping with this, or picking up this, or doing that. And we take that for granted. And we think we got time to I'll tell them thank you, or I'll apologize at some point. Sometimes you overplay your hand and you think you got time to make it right or to apologize or to say thank you. And that's not, sometimes that's taken away from you. That person could be gone. You could be
In an
gone.
instant, but a lot of times I think we be focused on like you really just got to get you out the way. The only person you got to get out the way is you. You got to stop thinking about. I feel like the world can be extremely selfish, and you could be thinking about stuff that you're going through, but trust me, always that simple phone call or that simple just text that I'm thinking of you, or good morning, beautiful, I love you, or hey, how you doing today? That's simple because sometimes you could be like I ain't texting me, ain't texting me, I ain't texting him, I ain't texting her, she ain't texting me. Real talk though, don't put that shit to the side. Go ahead and reach out and say that you never know how you could change that person's life with notification of that because you hold it back and then one day you look up, you don't get the opportunity to even say anything to them.
Right.
You don't get the
Right.
opportunity. That's what I mean when I say you ain't always got time.
No, 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 man.
Time is really you just don't got that kind of time. So at the end of the day, I want everybody that I know. That's why I don't hesitate to say, "Hey, I'm thinking of you," and send shout out to people that I probably ain't even talked to. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to. The part that I've met you, I want to leave footprints on your heart. You know that I got you. It's a lot of people don't say that. I got you. I got you. What's up, players? So a lot of people don't say that. Like I got you. I got you. What's up, Charles?
What's up? Oh, what's up, buddy? How you doing now? It's too much. Oh, you hearing too much
You hear
in the
too much
background?
noise?
Oh, what's up, Clarence? How you doing, Doc? I don't know if it's too much background.
So I might pick it up and back up.
It might pick up the phone. I'm gonna turn my mic down some.
Yeah,
We turn it down some, and then we just make sure we're closer to the mic.
yeah.
Let us know what that is. Hear distortion.
You hear too much extortion. You hear us though. It's just you just still hear the extortion in the back. Yeah, we out here on the rooftop, so you might be hearing some
Yeah,
extra stuff that's going on.
yeah. We trying to make it do what it do.
Yeah, Ed and I don't like to be always inside. It's nice outside, so we out here. We out
We
here
out here.
today. While we got Charles on here, I want to go head out and give a shout out. I know that you is missing your son, uh, and our Charles is a very good friend of mine. And he lost his son earlier this year, so I want to send out the love to you as well. To For the fact that just recently, actually a few months ago, a couple of months, losing your son, we want to definitely send a love out to you, and that Mookie is up in heaven. We want to
Right.
send all that love out to everybody
Much
that's
love
missing
to
their
you
loved
and
ones.
support to you, my brother.
Yeah,
Just support and comfort to you.
yeah.
I hope we sound good. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love to be a support. I was taught that early on. Those been 20 years ago. I lost my aunt and my two cousins. Actually, my cousin, he lost his mother. And literally around this time, between May
Wow.
and July of 2002. And he lost his mother, three mother and two brothers. Within like 2 weeks, it was one funeral, and 2 weeks later, another funeral. 2 weeks later, another funeral. So I think within 6 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to give a shout out to my cousin for being my absolute, absolute brother. It's like he's almost like a twin to me. Like he's my absolute brother. I love you, brother. We were raised, we were born as cousins. You're my brother. I love you, man.
So
And
right.
I was there for him when he went through that. It was one of those things where I didn't have a choice. I had to be there because that's who I was. And it was rough to
Yeah.
see. It was rough to be a part of. But I was there. I didn't have any answers. I couldn't say I understood because I hadn't at the time.
Right.
But I was there, and whatever he needed, tissue, whatever we did, riding around, driving around, which is what he did for me when my mom passed. So, cousin, I love you, man. Brother, I love you. Yeah. My sister Monica,
Most definitely. I gotta have a Well, you know I'm here for the Mitchell family. That's what we do.
We go out sit guys and have a drizzling, if you will. It's a little windy out, so if it gets a little tricky, let us know.
Yeah, we wanted to be out here on the rooftop right now, just chilling with everybody. I know when it started getting kind of dark, but right now we just sending out reflections of love to everybody. He said bad screen.
Yeah,
Is it stopping and pausing, Charles? Is it stopping and pausing?
Are you seeing pausing too? Right, you guys see anything choppy?
Let us know.
Let us know. We'll break down and we'll go inside.
Yeah, we is.
We're gonna go anyway, but we'll continue this inside.
Yeah, because we got mad stuff to continue to discuss. We just want to give out the love. I know our faces could be looking crazy, getting stuck and stuff, but
yeah. Well,
we
right here looks fine
right
right here. So this is our kind of our little thing.
Yeah.
But well, let's dive into some of the topics you want to talk about. I know you have some stuff you want to table. Let's dive into it, and then about maybe 15 minutes we'll take a break, and then we'll relocate.
Well, we was just talking about with reflections and remembering things. I said on our last live that we was talking about it was 7 months left in 2022, and that we was just wanted to just like something that y'all hear me say a lot, which is inventory checks. And so I'm gonna start with my partner and I. We started in January. We came together and decided that we wanted to do sip and spill, and my boy came up with the name, which was dope. And a lot of people ask us, who are we, what our show is about.
Right.
We did a little intricate part on that. We were just talking about who are we, but I figured we could do that today.
Yeah,
a reflection to people, just a little bit. I feel like we pretty much got a little. He says, yes, it's choppy.
Okay.
He said, yes, it's choppy. Okay. So it is choppy. So yeah, we will be going inside in just a second so we could have the clarity. We'll go into like a 5-minute break and get in, and then y'all can see us. Hopefully it's not too choppy for everybody.
Yeah, it should be fine going. But
okay.
Yeah, so we are a show, and real quick again in a few minutes. We are a show that's dedicated to all forms of topics, all forms of, I would say, artistic, verbal, and physical expressions. All forms of it. Even though I myself am not a artist or a sculpturist, we do our things through actually acting and just talking out physical things like that. So our show is based around conversations that people are not really comfortable to have themselves or talk about, especially about themselves,
right?
Or stuff that's a little weird to talk about, even if it's not about them. Some stuff they don't really want to touch. We'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about stuff, hot topics going on today. A lot of our stuff is based around family and love and relationships, and just and what's going on in the world. We don't get too political because we don't want to be polarizing at this point.
Exactly.
But we do. Now, what we will do is we do what we would call I would do for the most part. I'll do caricatures of what I think is problematic.
Right.
If something we think is problematic, we'll make a caricature of it. We'll make ourselves like the person, the antagonist, and then we'll do our art expression in that way. So if there's things, we'll talk about anything that's got something to do with anything that's crazy. We haven't touched on this.
Some people say crazy. Some people, I think the only thing
so we haven't talked about rape.
We don't do religion though.
No, we haven't done religion, and I don't really.
We just try to stay away from anything that would be kind of like. Clarence, yes, it is nice up here. Thank you. It's really nice and chilling. We try to stay away from things that You know, say I say all the time on the show that we are non-judgmental, and I say that to simply
Right.
say is that I don't feel that Ed and I can judge absolutely anything. I'm not a professor of anything. I'm going to go ahead and call it and say that we definitely, but at the same time, the way our delivery and how we actually deal and affect with people is just really on a meet you where you at type level.
Yeah.
You know, so that's good. That's why I'm always here for it. But we did a couple of things which we will. I'm not going to delve into it. I want to make sure it don't get choppy or nothing like that. But Ed and I'm going to ask my partner questions for some of the things that came and said. We kind of did a little show about it, but I feel like we're live. You all are present. Y'all will be able to hear. You know, a lot of things that different things people look at the show and kind of come to a conclusion and think this, that, and the other. And we here for it. You got a question you want to ask us? You know. You could definitely ask us. We ain't afraid, you know what I'm saying? And we want to share that. That's what the whole point.
Right.
But
Exactly.
one of the main questions I wanted to say that was asked Ed was recently actually was that why do we do the show? Why do we do the show? Because y'all show is not like no other show. Because Ed and I do a different thing. We do a variety of things. So we said, Ed said we're gonna come up with a word, but right now I'm cool with that word because that's exactly what it is. We do variety things. It's not a specific dialogue. I don't know, and he don't know sometimes what we're going to say and how we're going to say it, but we are unapologetically, authentically us. What you see is what we are. Really,
Right. Right.
So what that said, one of the things that was said is why do we do the show? So I can say that to you or ask that to you. Why do you do the show? From January to now, we've been doing the show. We're 170 shows in, and more actually, 170 plus.
Right.
So why do we do the show? Why do you do it, partner?
I do the show for the passion, for the love. It's a part of who I am, and I honestly think that it's taken too long to even start. Like I should have been done this. This should have been done a while ago. There's a lot for me to share. There's a lot for me to learn, and as I grow, I'm a person. Um, I understand that there are certain people, and I look at myself as a person that's the living sacrifice for the betterment of my family. So my thing is, let me go through the trials and tribulation, and let me be an example as to what to do, what not to do. Let me bear those stripes. Let me take those bullets for my family. And while we're doing the show live, as I'm learning, and we make mistakes, and we have vulnerabilities, or we have comeuppance, which means if we make some successes and some strides, I want it to be seen and present. I'm not ashamed of who I've been or what I've done. I'm not ashamed of. I mean, I am ashamed, but I'm not worried about. I want somebody to learn from it, and I want to be better for it. So there's some things I'm not obviously happy about, or things I've done that I can't be proud of per se. But if it can help you, because I'm going to learn to be better. I'm not going to sit here and just wallow in it and just stay whack as hell. I'm going to learn from it. So that's the reason why I do what I do on the show. I love it. I want to do it. It makes me happy. It's therapeutic for me in some ways, and it actually, I think I have something to offer. And sometimes, I try to, and it helps me to hone my craft, like being able to express things to people. And what's important to me is making sure that I have the best possible way of explaining something or expressing something to you in the way that you get it, that you understand it. Because if I can't do that, then it's just falling on deaf ears. So I try to learn and grow with that and be better. We kind of watch ourselves. I watch how I say my mannerisms. Like we were talking today about certain videos we put out there, and some of the stuff is a little like choppy, or our fingers kind of stuck at the end of the video.
Yeah.
So those are things that we're learning, and I love growing. I love learning. So that's my
For a
why.
reason.
And
Okay.
my family, showing them like, hey, even at my later, my many years in life, you have a beginning, and you can start. And be fearless in your start. So that's my why.
So show why.
What's your why? Why did you?
I feel like that a lot of I feel like all the experiences that we have in life is not about us. I feel like most of the experiences is for you to share with someone else. And creating this platform, I get to do just that. And I feel like the legend that I will always want to leave and that I'm working towards is to be a better me and sharing that along the way to help someone else to be a better them. And a lot of times, you know, with the tears and the cries, I've experienced it all. I mean, the ups, the downs, the lows, the ebbs and flows. Hell, I'm still figuring things out if life going on. Being up in age of being a mother and a grandma and all that at this point in time of my life, I feel like that I don't want an experience that I can't share because I know it's going to help someone. If I can help you dodge a bullet, so to speak, then that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm here for. I feel like God don't have us here selfishly. He has us here for a reason.
Right.
My passion, my purpose, my contribution to just life in general. Sometimes I remember I can say this about my boy Charles. He told me a long time ago that, and you remember this, Charles, you said, Kimmy Kim, you a giver. That's just who you is. Every people just have that, like, and people in your that you in, that have you in their life, is blessed and lucky to have that. And at the time that he said that, I was like, okay, okay. Sometimes I need things to be given to me too. I need the little extras. I need, but at the end of the day, I've embraced that because one thing I don't want to do, and as I said this to my partner all the time, is that I don't want to lose the passion for what I do because then I won't show up the way I'm meant to show up. I won't be who I feel God had the reason why He woke me up. You know what I'm saying? So we can go through life. You can just spend all your time doing an 8-hour job, day in and day out, and you making this money, but you limited. And I feel like with our show, it is limitless.
Right.
The freedom to be able to speak, the freedom of speech, the freedom to be a black woman and to be, challenged and be able to say, well, you this or you like that and you like this. But at the end of the day, what you're seeing is what I'm going through. I'm just some of my experience. I don't presume to think that I know it all or the smartest or any of that. I think that everything come across with me is that I'm sure, and I say that because what I've experienced, I felt it. So I talk about what I know and not what I heard.
Facts.
And
Facts.
that to me is what I want to project to other people. I feel like it's just wrong for you to live your whole life and go through everything and you don't help no one. And you think sometimes it's about you. What recently just happened to me, not being able to, what he say? Thank you. Charles said you are a blessing. I feel like I appreciate. I feel like the things that I've been going through in my life, God has helped me to be strong. Sometimes, like I said, I don't know. It's not even about me. You know what I'm saying? So when you take that out the equation, I promise you, you can see yourself just soar. What I'm saying? Like I'm in a position, you're like, I don't never see you. I would have never known you like this. I would have never known you like that. And that's the whole point. It's okay to be strong and still be vulnerable at the same time when you need to be. Now you might need to be careful about who you want to be that with, but at the end of the day, I will not be that. So I do the show. My commitment, my time of showing up every Saturday to do live or when Ed and I do recordings. I mean, hell, I be on my partner a lot of times. I think and he can vouch and say this to me. I'm on him 24/7 about this is like a baby that me and him made, on this show and making it. It is very, very important. And I simply just feel like I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. Why do I do it? They said, why do you do it? Why did everybody you chose to show with it, Charles? You know this. Everybody you chose, why did you choose Ed? Well, I don't really feel like Ed and I really chose each other. I feel like, sometimes you could have some divine intervention and it could be like you could just have a conversation and it really simply went just that simple. It was simple of a conversation and to where you made it happen. I know I'm a make it happen type person. So it was like Ed said it, I said it, and then it clicked and it works.
Right.
So for me, if I've helped you and I feel like from the feedback and the different love that has been shown to Ed and I, it's working.
I was saying the other day, I was telling her we did a show the other day, a recording we put out there. Hopefully, you guys get to see this one. And I was talking about, man, I got another call today or got hit up telling something. I love Kimmy Kim. And I love her. She's some, and I told Kim, I said, I'm so sick of these people talking about how they love Kimmy Kim or whatever. I'm not really hating on her. I'm happy. I feel like I chose the right partner, or not chose, but I think I got connected with the right person that made sense because it makes sense. It's not a lot of.
I agree.
It's not hard to do the show.
Uh-huh.
It's easy for us to do it. We go right in and get it cracking right away. And but yeah, I'd be like, man, Kim and Kim, all right, I'm good. You ain't gotta give me all Kim and Kim the bomb and all that. But it's like I know you bring a level that people they need to hear. It's a certain, to me, it's a tenacity.
Yeah.
There's a tenacity and a fierceness that you give. And a lot of times I'll tell you certain words. She hate when I say, man, you real gangster, stuff like that. She hate me saying that, but it's not so much. It's a fearlessness. And sometimes fearlessness to other people can be a little bit like, damn, where that's coming from? It looks like it can be intimidating. It could be like damn ballsy, but it's a lot of times necessary. And it takes a certain person to be able to pull this off, to be able to say what they want to say, how they want to say it, when
Right.
they want to say it, and again, be what she says unapologetically herself. Um, so yeah, that's what's all like that.
Charles, he said, I love what you both are doing. Stay.
Oh,
Most
thank you, sir.
definitely.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
sir.
much,
Thank you
Charles.
so much.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's just a fearlessness, and some people, and I think that people, it's like a superhero.
Yeah.
Okay, and you see a superhero that's able to live their life and do these things. You like, man, if I could only be Batman or Superman, or I can only do what say. I wish I could say what Kimmy Kim is saying. She just says it. I feel it,
Yeah.
want to say it, but I'm bound by certain things or whatever. Uh,
It's a good
Good
chemistry.
chemistry. I'm bound by. Thank you so much, Charles. I'm bound by so much. So many things that's keeping me from being and saying these things. There are certain things that, and you get to say that, and it's like, yes, that's she's speaking for us. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
saying this, and then there's some things we do some characters, and I do think, and I want to get into this too before we go inside. We were asked a question. I want to deal with this real quick. You were asked, you were made a statement was given to you, and you felt like it's a little. I guess it was more of a statement or what would you call it, like a critique. And somebody was like, they think that you kind of dominate the conversations, and you're more aggressive, or
Correct.
what was the word? I want to make sure I address what you said that we said on
So
the
we
show.
had a fan that just came on. He said that he watching all our shows, and he is a. I'm gonna call him a fan because the good and the bad. But people have things that they say, just like and he just basically said that he felt that as he watched the show, he feel that I'm an alpha female, and I pretty much dominate, and Ed just kind of passes everything to me, and I pretty much just really do the show. So basically, he felt that, and he was like, because I'm an alpha male, and I feel like that'll be hard for me. He said, "You just the kind of person I just kind of literally shy away from," and he was basically saying like Ed just kind of throw everything to me, and so I wanted to bring it out to Ed and tell him and let him answer it for himself, because one thing I am is, I know Ed say I don't like the word gangster, but for my reasons is you just don't want the feminine my femininity to come out, and I'm not probably not saying it right, my femininity to not come out to the point to where I'm like bossy or this and that. But I embrace who I am, and I feel like I am. One thing I do want to do that I think a lot of people do, and that is live behind fear. And so the reason why I'm able to say things and come on out with things that could come off as words of being a gangster with words, I embrace that, or being aggressive. One thing I can say that I really loved about my partner when he said this, and I just heard this today from the other person I'm gonna keep talking about because he's just on my heart, Frank, from this show, is that, and Ed has said this on our show too, is that a black woman have a voice, and that's what you celebrate. And I'm gonna tell you, for every man that's ever watched the show, or even know Kimmy Kim, even a little bit of Charles, I know you do, Clarence, I know you do. One thing about me is that I'm going to say what I feel, but that doesn't mean the loving, the wonderful part of me being a woman that's not taken away from. That don't mean I don't know my place, so to speak, like with a man. You know what I'm saying? Just because I can be passionate about something that I'm talking about, and that doesn't mean that's dominance. That's just I'm just passionate about what I'm talking. There's two different things when you like, looking at a person for who they is, and I feel like that's what he did. He was in a judgmental type mode,
Right.
and I think after Ed kind of talked about it on the show, I really do feel like you feel different. But even if you don't, that's not something I will never shelve myself down for who I am.
Right.
You could call me gangster, dominant, aggressive. You could do all that. And I'm okay with that. One thing I've always been okay with is being misunderstood. See, when you get to a point in your life where you're not looking for a like, and you're not checking for understanding, then you're good, because I know who I got to stand before against it. I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that.
Funny thing is, I'm a proponent for women's rights, especially black women. And one of the biggest things that I've learned about man, a real man, A real man, and I'm not trying to be funny, a masculine man don't have to raise up.
Absolutely.
You can look. Lions don't. You don't see those. A lion with a roar. That's all he. He don't go in attacking. He says a roar. He has a look. It's not so much like a domineering thing. I don't feel belittled. I don't feel any way overpowered by my partner. I feel that she has something to say. This is why I wanted to do the show.
Right.
Now, I didn't choose her. It was divine, or whatever word terminology you want to use.
Right.
But it made sense because she had a voice. And let me tell you what I thought. When I met Marie, I thought my mama, I thought Anya, I thought Eden, I thought about all the women who wants to have voices or who has voices, and you're speaking for those people. And
Yes.
sometimes you need to be in a position. People need to see that you have a voice,
Yeah.
and I can listen.
Right.
And I can hear it and let you be you and do you and have power, and I support it. It's not a thing. So we're not contracts. We're not saying sit down, you an N word, and
Right.
shut your ass up, and
Right.
you ain't nobody. That's not the situation.
Never.
And we're not having a conversation. We're talking about
Right.
men stuff where it's
Right.
like, oh, this is a man thing. We're not having a conversation. The conversation we have is about totality of life. And our fans that watch us, they love what she says. They love how she is, men, women, and whatever. So if my thing is that as I think she represents women in a great way, and I think that power. And sometimes you just got to see a person that's supported and
Right.
have a voice and have something to say
Right.
and is respected and regarded. I think it's important. And things that I'm passionate about, I'll speak on those things. The stuff that she speaks on, I agree.
But I think the good chemistry, the way it works, I think a lot of people forget too, and this is what I even can say that I did share with the fan is that, and I'm just gonna speak because all I know to speak about is being a black woman. So I'm saying that, but all women, I'm sure. But for black men, you come from black women. You come from a black woman,
Facts.
which is your mother, your first love, first queen of your life. And it's just hard to say because she was that alpha, aggressive, dominant. You was her baby. You were that person that's where you became that man. You came from her. So I think that's forgotten. And I just feel like I'm not gonna say a real man, a lesser than a man, a less frequent person.
Right.
I'm just gonna say it. I give my partner flowers to acknowledge it, not just because of me, but because he is a father. You understand what I'm saying? Just because he is a man that have a lot of female friends, but he like female energy around him. I'm the same way. I like male energy around me because it encourages me to be a better woman than I am today. So that's what makes us work as well, that we know the difference. I think maturity comes in when you know the difference between you two. Like, we don't have to have everything similar. We don't even have to agree.
We don't,
but the
right.
respect there is
Yeah.
that I recognize who he is and he recognizes who I am. So that's part of our show today is where we at, where you going and where you want to be. And where we at right now from 3 months, 4 or 5 months ago.
Almost 6 months now. Yeah, 5
Almost
months,
6 months ago, right now, I feel like we have evolved and we've seen each other have different types of ebbs and flows.
Right.
A lot of things that has come about. I can't put words like how things have even manifest. But what I do manifest today is that I'm going to continue to evolve. I'm going to continue to be stronger. The biggest person that I look up to and the only person that I'm in a battle with is me. So I want to be better than who I am today. I am the person that I look up to just in 1 year, just in 6 months from now. And I encourage everybody else to do that. Listen, what you're going through right now, and you think that it is just like a end all be all, it's
Right.
not.
No, it's not.
Trust and believe. When you start believing in yourself and you just change your mindset just a little bit, just what I have this thing that I talked about in one of our shows. I said it's called I'm Gonna. Okay, so just make a note to yourself, write it down, say it in your phone, memo, voice recorder, and just say, I'm gonna do this one thing, one time that day, and actually accomplish that, and watch how powerful you start feeling. You know how when your jam come on and you just start singing the dance to yourself and you don't think nobody watching, but God is always watching. And then you be like, I did that. Yep, I did that today. I sure did. I did that. I killed that today. Sometimes you do need to be your number one fan, even if you know that.
Right.
Some people like be singing in the car, and they in their mind they feel like they straight singing like Whitney Houston,
Right.
but they really not. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
really sound like a damn metal band. But at the end of the day, You killing it. So what I'm saying is go and kill it, y'all.
Go ahead and kill it.
Go kill it.
I want
Just
to
go
hone in
kill
on
it.
what you said with the male and female energy that we appreciate.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes hearing things from our same circle of people or our same people that come from like listening to me, especially when we talk about like relationships.
Right.
And I think listening to other dudes talk about what women want is kind of weird, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we talk, our conversation, it's like you would tell me some stuff that be like, and it's crazy. I had this conversation with you, with Andre, my other female friends, and that's how I get to see this stuff about like, man, the shit we say be crazy. But I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't talked to you, because I talked to other dudes like, yeah, man, you know they like when you can't call them. Hey,
Right.
what's up, baby? Come here. What's up, girl? You know you look good. Oh, now she acting all shit.
Right.
And so talking to other dudes, we thinking that that's cool. Like, man, you know, she tripped, man. She's all these, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I talk to women that told me, like, man, we are feared. We are scared because if we say something to you guys and we're not interested, that make you think we still want you to to talk to us.
Or when you feel any type of rejection.
Or if you and then the other part was if they women told me like if I don't say nothing to them, then I'm all type of bees and stuff like that.
Right.
And it makes me feel scary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. So listening to female friends who don't have any, they're not my woman and nothing like that. They telling me like, yeah, when you say that, you sound whack. That's dumb. You're a little aggressive. You're a little extra. You're being a little bit possessive. You're being chauvinistic. You're being
Right.
this. And I love to hear like, damn, I want to be a better person.
Right.
So you got to listen to it from the ears and the eyes of somebody who lives in that world.
Right.
Just like you would talk to me. That stuff I told you, like, really, dudes think that? That's what they say? It was stuff that I told Kimmy she was saying. I said, Kim, when you say that, this is what they're thinking. She's like, wow, that's why they be saying this stuff. You can't give these some people an inch because they'll take 17 miles on your ass. And she's being nice. She's like, oh, you could just hit me. She had said something last week.
Slide in my DMs.
She's like, yeah, just hit me on my
in our
DMs.
DMs, right? He was like, no, don't say that.
Because she keep getting like, man, they keep saying this stuff. Like, why is this happening? Because you're inviting them in your DMs. I'm just saying as a man, it's like, what?
Right.
Why I was gonna slide in there anyway, but you said
you gotta be a little careful with your words.
Yeah,
the girl
so
that went through some
right.
Some crazy already. Some crazy.
So that's part of the best part of life. That's part of the great thing.
That's part of what it is. That's right.
And keep each other balanced the whole time. And that's what brings us that's what brings us to work.
So make us show up and show out.
And like I say, she's able to say her piece, and I'm not. She say her piece. I respect it.
But you don't trust and believe. Ed is not sitting here on the side of me in any type of shape or form. If anything he don't agree with, he speaks. If anything he do agree with, he speaks. And it's just one of those. Just because you feel like a person is quiet, trust and believe, they don't want to speak the loudest. A silence can say a lot. But I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna give it to him when he own it. You know what I'm saying? And he killing it, and that's what he gives to me. And I want to just say that to everybody that's in a relationship right now. A lot of times you come in a relationship with unexpected expectations, and you really need to have those come to Jesus conversations, those radical conversations, and just really tell each other what's up, because that's when you're really going to thrive. That's when you really, and it doesn't matter what type of relationship, in friendship, marriage, courtship, side boo, friends with benefits, business, all that, relationships, period. You need to make your intentions clear. And I just was saying to a guy not too long ago, I said, if I'm dating, I'm dating with purpose and intention. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you know, you ain't going to have to be trying to figure out, I don't play that, just going back and forth, and today this text, that text, and if he going to call, I ain't going to call. We ain't got to do that. I'm in a person where I'm grown as fuck. So the way I'm come at you, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be that energy, because I do go back energy, because my energy is loud. You know what I'm saying? It's loud. And the reason why it's loud is because I'm sure as hell about who I am. I don't know you, and that's okay. But I know me. So if we can meet that way, just like me and my partner, our energy met. That's where the chemistry came from. It met. And he met me where I was at, and I met him where he's at. And I think that's for any relationship. But guess what? Even when you've been in a relationship long or a marriage long, it changes because you change. So that's when you got to have those conversations. You can save yourself a lot of time wasted and a lot of, things if you just tell each other, you know what? Okay, what you married, I was that girl. I was that guy. I'm not that person no more, but baby, this one I met. Now, if you can meet me there, then we can keep on continue. Because to me, a long-term relationship, I come from my father's side, everybody was married 50, 60, 70 years. And some people say, back in the day, the older people, and I call them older, that they stay together no matter what. We live in a day and age now, people get divorced just over a damn text. Like, hell no, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. And then you feel like then you wonder why you keep doubling back because you like, damn, I miss this person. Because loneliness will have you doing shit you shouldn't do either. You know what I'm saying? Or the disrespect of how you show up in a new relationship based on your last relationship. That's why I always say at some point in your life you gotta stop and fall in love with you and heal. You know what I'm saying? And then if you get somebody dope as fuck that can actually accept that and know that about you, then you already win. Real talk, you already win. So I want to see everybody win. I really do. I want to see everybody win.
That is what we are about. If we haven't told you that,
ain't nothing coming
we
out.
are always.
It's okay.
We always are pro. I'm gonna do it while you're
Okay.
We're always pro relationship, pro family. We're always for the side of the family and the relationship. We're always pro for that. So we're never against any of that. So we're for it. We're not against it. We're here to support it, and whatever it is, we're here to love on you guys. For you guys to win. If you started a business, you want to make it. We're not haters. That's one thing about
Not
it.
at all.
I got a good buddy of mine.
We damn well support.
We support. Let me tell you, I got a good buddy of mine. A good buddy of mine. Me and him started. I told somebody earlier today. Me and my buddy, we started out business, a lot of little business together, there's all types of things. And so we started out. He said we don't open a restaurant. I opened an auto shop. Opened an auto shop. Some other guys, we opened a restaurant. Some people working for him. So we said we had a date. By 2019, we said, we're gonna get out of this gas car. So
Okay.
it was almost like that movie Envy. I don't know if you've seen Green Envy, Jack Black, and I forgot the guy's name. He was in Valkyrie. I forgot the guy's name. They started out same footing, right? He would come to my house. I'd go to his house. We was brainstorming and stuff like that. His business took off. I ended up shutting my stuff down. Now he's a millionaire, and it's my good friend of mine. He's still doing it. I'm so happy for him, and I could have hated him. And it was a few reasons why I let it go and things of that nature. And I'm this close to being a millionaire, so don't even worry about it. But I was happy for him. I mean, I've never hated on him.
Celebrate.
I celebrated him, and to this day, he know I got mad love and support for him.
That's
He's
all
always
right.
reaching out. He's always like, "Hey, let's do something together." Blah blah.
That's
and I got a couple of things that my partner knows I'm dealing with. We don't get to do that, but I was celebrating. I'm always happy for the person that comes up. My brother, when they come up or whatever, I see situations with my brothers, my cousin in particular. He has a ministry, and I see things. I'm like, man, you have what you need to move forward. That's your thing. I don't get anything from it, but I want you to grow up. I want you to blow. I want you to blow up. This bill is always for the advancement of others. Now,
yep, that's what we're about.
I've been in a situation going right now where I'm doing things to make sure other people got their shit together, and sometimes to the detriment of myself, which I'm learning not to do. But I want to see people win that much that I want them to thrive. I want to see you get that nice car. I want to see you get that nice piece of property. I want to see you take those trips to everybody's going to Dubai. I'm not saying, oh, Wayne, I'm going to Dubai. I know. I'm not even worried about it. And right now, let me tell you something funny. I finally realized as a man now, as a father at this age now, what it means to want to do something and leave for your kids. For a long time, when I was a younger father, I'm like, I'm kicking it. But now it's important for me. That's like the forefront of my mind, making sure that my kids, the mother of my children, have something. They got something that I leave and I left for them. And that's now my legacy. I want them to have it. It's not about what, and it's not so much like I did it, but it's like, yes, at the same time, it's I did it. But I want them to have what they need to have. Oh, yes. Shout out to my sister Dana,
That's
my mom,
Ryan.
and both your loved ones, and anyone tuning in. Thank you, Greg.
That's
Thank
Ryan.
You so much, Ryan.
Yeah, he lost his mother and his sister.
And stuff, y'all. We're gonna be doing some Q&A and stuff tomorrow night and stuff like that. So we're gonna be heading in. We got an hour in.
And we might
about
jump
10
on.
minutes.
I don't know. I'm just throwing this in my private, but we might jump on tomorrow live. I mean, I don't know. Late night, y'all on. We could jump on Monday morning. Something we jump on and y'all get the QAs in. We just here for it. We want to be, and we want you. Listen, if you in your life right now and you not feeling celebrated, then come jump on the Sip and Spill, because we are here to celebrate you. Always go where you celebrate it and not just tolerate it.
Yes, ma'am. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Go where you celebrate and not tolerate it. Go
Facts. Yeah, that's true.
That fucks with you.
Yeah.
that fools with you, that
Yep.
mess with you. They
Yeah.
really want to see you win, and not just because they want something from you. They really want to see you win, and this is a good thing. I remember being in church, like it's a good thing to get close to the Lord. It's like I want to see the abundance. I want to see you grow. I want to see you grow. I feel like, and then it's so funny. There's a principle about giving, right?
Right.
And I always wonder, like, why do wealthy people or famous people get free stuff?
Okay.
There's a theory that goes along with that, right? If a person like a Michael Jordan came to your restaurant, are you gonna charge them? Give it to me. Because it feels like that person has wealth and power, and you now invested in that,
Okay.
which means it comes back to you at some point. Think about that. Beyonce came, or somebody who you look up to. I know you have some people that you really look up to, some celebrities. Just imagine somebody you really look up to. I can't think of the names of them, but like you really look up. And if you had an opportunity, a part of the community does great travel stuff. She's hooked up with nice hotels and flights. She's hooked up with great prices. So imagine you had somebody that you really cared about. They got the money,
Okay.
but you like they're a celebrity.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I just want to do this for them. And you're not doing it so they can do something for you. But you're like, they got it. If I could just be a blessing, I mean, they can pay for it, but why can't I give it to them? And that's why people do it. Is because at some point, the universe, God, Spirit gives it back to you. So you're not necessarily doing it for that, but you're doing it because you want to be a part of that greatness. That's your contribution to greatness. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how it is. So you could be great doing your thing, and I just want to give to it. And even if you're on your way up and you're trying to build, I want to give and do my part and give to it as well. So what do you think, Party? You think it's about time?
Yep. We're gonna go on a 5 minute break. We'll see y'all in about 5 minutes. So stay tuned.
We need like 10 minutes, y'all.
5 minutes. See us,
5
y'all.
minutes. All right, guys.
We're gonna get off the rooftop. Ah!
All right, there we go. So you can hear us now. So if you can hear us, thank God. We were getting for a minute. Yes, that was a. Yeah, so we back now. So people came in and got off. Because you can hear us. But sometimes we struggle like that. Sometimes I don't necessarily know how to be the best engineer, but we're on our way. Like I said, we're a work in progress. You feel what I'm saying? Yes. So let's go ahead and get us a little sip in, a little sip on, a little toast of the day. Sip and spit.
Damn. It's creeping back. It went. No, I ain't talking about the camera. I'm talking about my drink. It creeps up that window pane. So my partner gonna bust out and say on one of the shows, I have to address you.
Yeah, what did I say?
He said that I don't know how to act. Not that I don't know how to act, but I don't know that I'm different.
No, you don't really know because
when I'm drinking, and it's crazy because you're the only person that ever told me that. Everybody say like you so chilled, and I don't think you said I was anything. It's just I'm different, and you recognize it because if I'm already outspoken,
right.
If I'm already saying that,
right.
So I need to ask you,
right.
What is the difference?
It's subtle differences. Like you get a little bit more amped up, you get a little bit more aggressive, you get a little bit more. Nah, that's bullshit. You get really like you like that anyway, but you get very. It becomes a little bit more.
I don't know how I feel about that because you just said the 2 words.
It's okay. A little bit more. It's a little bit more. You get a little more combative. Wow.
Yeah, that's what they said. We're black.
So anyway, we want to hear from you guys. What do you got for me? What do you got for me for the holidays?
Yeah.
Do you even celebrate this particular holiday? Is it a celebratory holiday?
Do everybody actually celebrate? I don't know.
It's a little. It's like one of those.
I'm celebrating. I mean, wow.
It's a little bit. Sometimes, like having Memorial Day, sometimes you have to. I know. Do you remember the shift when we were going to when we had funerals and stuff like that? And it went from being a funeral to be more of a celebration. There was a shift in our culture when people started
saying, "Celebrate the life,
mourn
the life."
Yeah. Celebrate the life, and yes. I think that it was.
I agree with that. Do you?
I agree with that too because it's kind of like it just. I didn't want to go to funerals because it was so sad. We were kind of
a lot of people don't like to go to funerals.
Yeah, because it was so sad and stuff like that. I would say this though. This is my opinion. Okay, my opinion on that. I personally don't necessarily want to have to view the body or whatever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the family wants to see it, but I think I've been to a few memorial services that were pretty cool. I'm like, oh, it was almost the same thing, but you didn't have to see the body. It was a memorial service, had a big picture and stuff like that. A lot of religious practice that really just the body is. I don't know what they cremated or whatever they decided to do with it.
And it's a lot of people don't go to the funeral, but they don't go up there to view the body.
They don't go up there to view the body because it's like then you don't like. To me, certain people, it depends on in our culture. We'll wait sometimes so all the family can get in town. So we'll take a long time to have
the person died 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It just kind of looks not them. You know what I mean? They don't look like themselves.
I think it should be up to the family if they want to show the body.
Right.
But some people be like, I want a visual. But I don't want to. I don't personally. I don't want to be remembered the way I died.
It's in some ways.
It's close for me. Just look at a picture.
Yeah. One of them is, I guess, you go to see them. It's like you get to see them. You get to say goodbye. You get to say these things you want to say to them. You get to, I don't know. That's kind of what I would see it as, especially if you go see the body, if somebody's really close to you. And I think that for people who are really close to that family member that passed on, they want to see the body at the porch, at the funeral home or whatever. Maybe they can see the body, have this thing.
Because really, the weight is supposed to be the weight. And when you actually have the funeral, the casket is closed.
Right. They do a viewing.
And then they'll open it just at the end of after the.
Right. But I think where they had it before, and a few live about it at the end.
So some people say
I
they
don't-
come and maybe service,
right,
but they don't attend the service.
right, because they're just coming to make sure
They just right. Like I know my father passed. They came and they did the viewing like at 10 o'clock. Some people, but those same people didn't come to the funeral. Some
They went
people
for the
actually did. They was
services.
like, I showed my respect and I left.
Right, they don't want to be there for the services and listening to the content.
Yeah, and then that's when you get. So I don't know. I'm not
I
going
don't
to get
get-
morbid about it,
I don't wanna
but
get-
this is Memorial Day, so we just remembering. But
Yeah.
funerals and stuff is different. But I'm gonna tell you, being a person that has put a funeral together, which I have done that, dressed the person, the deceased, orchestrated the whole funeral from beginning to end, from picking out clothes, picking out casket, picking who gonna speak, who did the obituaries. I've done this several times within my Mitchell family, and just taking the stress off the family is what I think they need. That person that have lost a person is just somebody just got to be able to handle all that and have those hard conversations with the funeral director, and then seeing when you want to have this, just having that person to actually take care of all that makes things very easier. I know I would say that the simplicity of things can really help the family.
Right. If you make it simple for them, you take the load off of them,
Right.
all the pressure, making these, like you said, hard decisions and these
Right.
awkward little moments,
And saving all these days. At the end of the day, to actually do it, the whole point is that I've lost someone, and I feel like the lagging of the days of. I know you want everybody to be there and get in town and all that, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying, you kind of want to just honor them immediately.
right, and get it done. I think
You really want, yeah.
I want to speak on what he said. He says personal inventory one will grow from. I'm glad y'all do this, and thanks. I'll take a look at myself. So we talked. This is earlier. We talking about taking personal inventory. Yeah.
So I'm gonna speak directly to you, Ryan. Ryan and I've been knowing each other 17 plus years, and a good friend of mine, I know that,
Let me
I've
know.
never heard that before. I don't hear it.
So now, let us know if you can hear us. If you guys hear anything.
Because we are definitely hearing it. And it seems like it's coming from there.
Yeah, it's probably the microphone going through there. All right, how about that? I made a little adjustment on my microphone. Say something.
Yes. See, I don't hear it now.
Okay, it was just, I think it was just cord. Maybe something happened with the cord, but so go ahead. If you was talking.
So I was just thinking, here, I know that you've been going through a lot in your life, and I feel like this is what Ed and I do this for, is to be a help and a blessing to someone. And I don't know how many conversations you and I've had, but sometimes we are our worst critic, and sometimes we do a lot of things to ourselves, and a lot of times we don't want to do stuff that's unfamiliar. And that's just the truth. And I really believe in my soul that we block our blessings because we don't want to do nothing unfamiliar. And really, that's just fear. And that's my biggest thing in life that I don't want to do, is hide behind fear. I don't want to try something new because I'm scared. I don't want to go somewhere new because I'm scared. I don't want to experience love in a different way because I'm scared. Because that prohibits me from getting what I feel that God has blessed me to have. things show up in different ways, different shapes, forms, and that's just the way it is. It does. And I think because of that, it affects us. So at some point, we really do need to make it our business. If it's keep coming up like that, to do something different, I think we should do it. Just try it. You literally limit yourself. For example, Ed and I have talked about how long you're going to pay for a mistake. Are you good enough? Are you enough? It's so many different things. I'm going to speak for my partner and say this, I'm not just on here or he's just on here. Just we want to talk about relationships. I was asked about this. Say you guys talk about relationships, and I think I safe to say Ed. I can speak for Ed. It's not like something you just want to come on and do. And he's not. But he also is not a sports fanatic, either. And this I want to talk about sports but you might want to talk about some business that he can go in there and say, yeah, empower you to start that business, different things like that. Well, for me, I can't put myself in a box. I'm passionate about all subjects just going to uplift you. And I think with one thing that right now my passion has been pretty much the whole 2022 is growing and evolving to be a better person and stop allowing yourself to be prohibited from some experience you may have just experienced for a lesson and you can't get the blessing. And for anybody that I have been showing up for and being a life coach too, that's what I'm finding. And that makes me gravitate to have more strength in it. So I encourage you, Ryan, all the time, that some risk that you have to take is to let go. And I know that me knowing you have held on for so long to something that you should have let go a long time ago. And God just showed you so many times. We stay in things past expiration dates. Because sometimes you can try to make a branch to a root and it's not. And you just can't. We stay places and with people for history too. And that's not it either. Sometimes your season is simply just up. It's up. And you want it to be something. But remember, you want it to be that. When I say get out of your own way, don't think about what I want. I always say I want what God wants for me or God have for me. I want what God have for me, not what I want. Because I can see, a lot of women say, I'm a certain age and I want to meet a man. I want to be in love. I done did this and that. And you know what? I get that, sis. I get that. So I say you do the work on you so you can attract what you want. But the person that you ask for what you want is God. And when you ask him, tell him, Lord, only you know what I need. You see things I don't see. You know things I don't know. So bless me to want that. That's where the power is at. So in growing, like you want a better job, you say you want to have a better relationship with your children. You want to have a better relationship with your children's mom. Pray over that. You know what I'm saying? Like we went through something. Okay, we went through something. And Ryan, I know I can speak for you when I say this. You went through something with your children's mom. And you felt like, man, Kim, I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And they just still weren't showing up. And you start questioning you being a father. It's a lot of people out here wish that they had a father like you that would show up for your children. And that is honor in that. So that's what Kimmy Kim likes to do. That's why I say I'm 100% biased. I'm for men and women. I can't just be for one, especially being a mother of 4 sons. You know what I'm saying? Like men see things differently. And I think women see things differently. But if we can just get on the same page, not every day, not all day, but some days enough to make the foundation, the root of who we are work, that's where the branches start to come out. That's where it starts. But you might think, because see, he need to do this and she need to do that. It actually starts within you.
One of the things I've learned, and you taught me a lot, what you really try to practice is the inventory check. And the thing is, going back to what you just said, inventory check starts with yourself. You got to see, what am I doing to contribute to this? Or am I doing everything possible to make it better? Am I being the one that's fucking it up? Oh, I'm the one that's making it better. And then you have to check yourself. The hardest thing I learned myself is like, damn, when you realize you are the problem. You yourself are the problem. hard to recognize that. It's hard to do that
Right.
kind of inventory check. It's hard to be honest with yourself because you are you. God damn it, I've been that monk forever. I'm that cat. I'm that dude. Real talk, God damn it. I know who I am. I stand on all 10 toes down, God damn it. You know what I say? But sometimes you're like, man, is what I'm doing, is it beneficial? Am I the cause of this problem? And sometimes you in this situation here, you in Timbuktu, you in that situation there, you go to Timbuktu, you in that situation there. In all three of those situations, we all know the constant is you. And sometimes you gotta look at yourself. This is one thing I love. This is why I can surround myself with people who tell me the truth. I don't want no young people around me. It's hard to hear, and it was easier said than done. But I don't want no yes people around me. Tell me that shit. Let me cry in the corner, get mad, and then cuss you out. I'm gonna do fight back, be all wrong. But tell me what it is. Let me grow from that, and then let me look at myself. Then take the time. That's what I'm doing in my life right now. Take the time and look at yourself and say, what can I do better? What am I doing wrong? Is this me? Because all these motherfuckers can't be wrong. You over in Africa, they over in Europe, and this other person in America, they all saying the same thing, and they don't know one another. They ain't on Instagram talking to each other in DM. They saying, yeah, you do this.
Damn.
That part. And so that's one of the things I had to learn. You inventory check. So as we go through this Memorial Day weekend and we talk about inventory checks, we talk about where we are right now. It starts with ourselves. And now
Exactly.
we say this. I say this all the time. She said it all the time. It ain't what we heard, it's what we know. And I'm not saying we've mastered what we know. We just saying we know what we know. This is what we've done.
Absolutely.
And so I could say I'm not talking about nobody. I'm not here bashing nobody else. That motherfucker did this. Look at his ass. No. Ed fucked up. Ed did this wrong. Or Ed did this right. Or I tried this, and these are the results that I have gotten from it. I'm gonna show you these results from what I saw and know. If you take it and say, hey, you a whack ass nigga, I don't want to hear that shit, it's cool. But these are the results I got, I'm giving it to you. Not speculation, not innuendo, not conjecture. I'm telling you. That's what Ed found out. I'm learning what I'm doing. So that's one of the number one things that I love about our authenticity of our show. This is one of the reasons that we talked earlier about what is my why. My why is, listen, I'll be the sacrificial lamb. Hell, I've been there for so many years. Let me be that first one. Let me be the pioneer. Because at some point, somebody got to be the first nigga to do it. Somebody got to be the one to jump out there and say, oh, damn, this water too deep. We can't swim in this. Damn it. Shit. We need a boat for this. I done lost my life. Somebody had to be that one to tell everybody, that's a volcano. It's live.
Right.
You got nothing to lie. I don't necessarily want to be that person, but sometimes for the sake of my family and for us to move forward. And so when I look at the basketball, the athletes nowadays, and the older athletes in the 80s and the 70s, like, damn, in the 90s, like, man, these cats are making money, they ain't doing shit. They're specialists. There's basketball players, like, especially 3-and-D guys, they call them. They shoot threes and they play defense. They're specialists. Okay. And because they're just, rebounders. They're specialists and they make money because that's what they do. And these guys like, dude, I was doing rebound and assists. I was doing everything, and I was making none of this money. The money wasn't there. And it was those guys back in the day that made the league become popular, where it became monetized and all this money. Like the people who we're doing now. The people that do comedy or something like that back in the day, movies and priors, people like that, they were doing the hard way going out in the club.
Yeah.
You got guys on Instagram and social media and Snapchat and TikTok that become TikTok famous, and they making all type of money, and they have not put in the work that other guys have done. They exponentially more with a lot less, just using the tools. And these people are like, damn. So my thing is that, okay, maybe I'm the guy that was doing the comedy in the club, and my son might have gone on TikTok and did the comedy, and he blew up. He's filling seats because he's got a name, he got a following. So be it. He knew to do comedy because I was telling him that he saw me in my path, and that encouraged him to get to comedy. And he just happened to have a better road to take. So again, we talk about what we know, and sometimes it's for us, it's for the betterment, for the future, for our family, for our friends, for our loved ones, people who follow our show. That's how we get down. I'm trying to figure out why. If anybody's online with us right now, if you can let us know if you can hear.
Yeah, I've been texting a couple of people is online, but we can't see them. They are watching. Yeah. So the reflection of Memorial Day weekend, and Ed and I think we just kind of decided why we're on here, and I think this kind of dope that we're gonna do this. I'm all for it, and that is to just kind of go live pretty much this weekend. So we will be doing it again. But I think we're talking about where we were at, um, where we're going and where we want to end up, where you want to be. And I just want to talk to a lot of people that I feel like is roadblocks. I feel like a lot of people that are, you have a lot of roadblocks up. And I'm not talking about that husband or that wife. I'm just talking about you. I'm talking directly to you. Because when I say inventory check, a lot of times when you checking and looking for other people mistaken and blaming them and saying you do this and that's why I do that, that's all you. But then you can get complacent and keep saying, well, that's me. I mean, that's just who I am. Oh, I'm grown. It's just something you can't do that either, because then that means you have no room within you to be greater. And have an accountability partner. That's why I feel like if I'm gonna be called aggressive, I think that's where my most aggressiveness is holding you accountable. It can be irritating. It can be annoying. But I don't give a fuck if it's annoying or irritating. What I care about is that you can actually relate to that. Because even, I'm going to tell you something, it's been times I've said things, people got pissed, mad, walked away, stopped talking to me, everything. And time go by, and then they call me up and say, I want to just let you know, Kimmy, I appreciate the fact. Now, out of everybody around me, man, nobody told me but you. And that's simply because I'm not afraid of you walking out of my life for me telling you the damn truth, at least my truth. So I can tell you I love you all day, but I'm okay with the fact if you say I'm done fucking with you based on the fact that you feel like that I hurt your feelings
when you told
if I said that. Because I told you the truth. Because even if you don't see it now, you might see it later.
Yeah, and we say we'd rather you hate us for the truth than love us for a lie.
And that's just the truth. So at the end of the day, I don't want anybody around me just hoo-ha and parading everything I do. I'm going to be honest with you. I side out of people that is all about me. Them are the ones I look at the most. Because, and I know people don't like to hear this. We did a show about, and just talked about who you lie to the most. But I'm going to be honest and say, for me personally, I feel like the closest people are the ones that hurt you the most. You know why? Because you love them the most. I was just having a conversation with my ex, and he said to me, well, I bet you when your partners say this, you don't react. I said, absolutely not. I haven't experienced this type of what I've experienced with you. Just like no different with my partner. The way, his spouse might show up in his life is totally different, but he expects certain things for us. Those are expectations. Okay. But because he's the father of my kids and I done went through life with him 30 plus years, I have a different expectation of who you is than I have. Doesn't mean now. But even with that said, you can meet someone, and people say, how you meet someone you just love them to death and you can feel like you don't want to live without them? You know why? Because they met you so strong. Their game was so strong. The 3 points, you know what I'm saying? The 2 points, they killed the game. They won the whole championship for you. They won the whole, you understand, the whole NFL, everything. They won it for you. Why? Because they met you where you at. And you can, and so when I say it's different people, different folk show up in your life where you at. And if you still stuck where I was in 1992, so to speak, when we met in 1993, it's 2022. I'm not that same person. I've experienced a lot of more different things. So in order for you to meet me where I'm at right now, you got to have an open mind to be able to say, okay, because of this, and yeah, you might have did this to me. I might experience that with you, but hell, I've experienced other things with other people as well. So the way I'm showing up right now today, that's the person I want to be loved, recognized, and respected for. That's with flaws and all. And I promise y'all, I'm telling you, if you got that kind of person in your life, hold on to them. They are very rare to find. You know what I'm saying? I had a good friend that just went through something where he was like, Kim, I feel like everybody just turned their back on me. And he was like, I just feel like this person, he was running it down like this person, that person. Damn. And then he said, what you think? And I said, yep, they all did. He was like, damn, I thought you was going to say at least one person. I said, no, they all turned their back on you. See, what you didn't understand was they weren't for you in the first place.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And see, when you realize that, that's when you empower you. You know what I'm saying? That's when you truly do empower you. It's okay. Listen, I can sit here right now and say my partner ain't my man, 100 grand. Can he hurt me? Yes. Can he bring me to my knees? Yes. Why? It's because I fucks with him in a way that there's love there, right? Okay. So if he feel pain, he going through something, I feel that shit. Something happened to his kids, I feel it. Okay. Everybody can't admit that. I'm okay with saying who I love, how I love, and why I love. I'm okay with that. I'm okay of saying that can hurt me, but I'm not afraid of it. If I stand behind it trying to act like that don't matter, that person don't matter. I feel like nowadays people don't tell each other that they matter to them. That's like, oh, that's old school, or you being too vulnerable and all that. Y'all would rather cuss a damn person out and cry to yourself or get drunk or lay up and sperm in some goddamn body that you really ain't fucking with just to get a temporary feeling. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not trying to put some carpet down, you understand me, over some fucking cement. I want to have that bond that bond where I'm bonding, not just building. And in order to bond, you have to come up and show up in your life where you are absolutely vulnerable at some point. I'm not saying with anybody, but the most important person you need to be vulnerable with is yourself. You got to be able to say, you know what, even though I don't want to tell them, damn, I don't want to tell them. Ooh, I don't want to let her know this shit because then because the first thing we all think about, now they have the power. But really, the day you look at somebody and they made you laugh, smile, or cry, and they mad at you just for equaling, they have the power to hurt you. They do. And that's okay. Even our parents, we were born like that. They had the power to hurt us for whooping our ass, for doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? They had the power to hurt us, to making a comment or not accepting us for the mistakes we made. You know how many kids I ain't going, damn, a lot of young men that I relate to and I talk to for encouragement and help them in their life. They was like, that's what I love about you. I can come to you and I can just tell you stuff, and I'm non-judgmental. Well, every parent don't have that. We have certain things we want our children to be like. And I'm a mama still working in progress. My children, my boys being in their 20s and grown, and my oldest son being 30, like, damn, I can't, it's just certain things I have to, the way I have to talk to them versus my youngest son. So I got that bracket. And every day I'm challenged to be a better mom to each one of them. But it's not so much for them. See, it's for me. It's the way I got to show up. And what, as Ed was saying earlier, his legacy, we talk about generational wealth. And I feel like I can leave my children all the money in the world. I can go make millions and I leave them all the money in the world. But they ain't shit in this world if they ain't got the foundation of who they are. They're not nothing. Right. And at the end of the day, that's what I want. I want to leave the foundation of them to know who they is and how they show up in this life for everybody. Say, Kim did that. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to make these people be good, decent, human, loving beings. You know what I'm saying? And know how to handle anger, know how to handle disappointment, and know how to handle letdown. And still, when you fall down, you know how to get back up. Right. You don't have to stay down there. It's okay to fall, but you got to learn how to get back up. Stay there. You just can't stay there. You can get mad, angry, but you can't get that. Me and my son was laughing because he was like, Mama, I think I'm going to have to do some angry management. And so I said, yeah. I said, you know what? I said, but you know what? I hate that. I said, I just don't really feel like you need to do that, son. He said, why, Mom? I mean, this is the program. He said, I got to do that. I said, because to me, I feel like when you take angry management, it just makes you angrier. I said, just like a person that's alcoholic and they go through, Alcohol Anonymous, AA. And then the family go through that with a person that's living with an alcoholic, because you don't want to be inhibiting or enabling them, right? AA Anonymous. Yeah, they do the intervention and shit. Yeah. And my thing is, sometimes it's crazy to say this, but sometimes you really enhance that. Because I know somebody that took Alcohol Anonymous like 4 damn times. Excuse me, y'all. He took like 4 times he did it, right? And he still and he was like, look, he was so cold at it that he took over the class. The teacher was like, shit, I don't even need to teach no more. Wow. And because he knew what to tell everybody what to do. But every time he got through, but look, when he got through doing all that, he still went, on the way home, he had his goddamn drink. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I said don't get that's what I'm saying. Don't get so complacent. You know what I'm saying? To where you feel like, see, when you start telling yourself manifestation is powerful to me. So I manifest within myself that I'm gonna be a better person all the time. I tell myself all the time, even especially when things I experienced, I can just say in the month of April and May alone, I feel like I have experienced a lot of personal pain. And for me, it was like, okay, Lord, I've experienced being mad and not understanding, to the point to where I feel like God put me in a place of me constantly talking to him, is that stop worrying about why. Sometimes the why is just completely unnecessary.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I started seeing a pattern, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, so I need to check me. I need to look at me. So I don't know what you're trying to tell me, what you're trying to show me. I don't know, but I need to check me.
Right.
Because we have to get comfortable with things becoming uncomfortable.
Facts.
The number one thing I'm gonna tell you, I don't care what nobody's saying, you can tell me if you feel this way. But the number one thing I feel like the people go through that hurts the most is being rejected by the love that you have for somebody that you had at the beginning, and then they no longer feel that way. That's a different type of that's a different type of rejection. It's okay if you say I like you, you say I don't like you. Okay, it kind of hurt, but I move on. I give me another person. You know what I'm saying? But when you in something with somebody, whether it's a job, your boss, or anything, and then they like straight up, I don't choose you. That shit hit different in a different way, and you have to be strong within yourself to be able to say, okay, I'm just not for that person. That doesn't mean you're not for someone else. You're just not for that person, right? But rejection, I think it really changes the way people show up in their life. And it really doesn't matter what age you are. That is a powerful word, something that I would say once you can get to a point that you okay with that, because I'm not trying to be everything for everybody. I'm not going to be for everybody. I'm for the people that I need to be for. That's what sip and spill is.
Right.
And I feel like when I'm asked that question, I'm not fair. But if listen, if you get on my show and you watching and you start feeling that alpha or she this and she that, I'm okay with that. Go ahead and go to the next shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's this not for you.
Right.
But at the end of the day, even if it's just for 4 or 5 seconds, you gonna see me. That's what it is. So I don't believe in I feel like we can save ourselves a heartache by just honing in the moment and embracing what we have now. I feel like what I'm learning and what I've learned is that we don't embrace where we at. So when I say where we at, where we going, where you want to be, it's good. You can plan. Sometimes people make so many plans. We can say we spontaneous. Sagittarius are really spontaneous people. We like freedom. We don't like to be closed in. We like to be able to decide. Some people say we moody as fuck and they don't like to fuck with us. I get that. I do. But at the same time, there's some certainties about us for sure. And that is that the freedom that we love to really understand and love that type of person, you got to love that they love that. And that's part of who they are. So trying to put them in a box is just ridiculous. It's like I said this a while ago. It was like, it just don't make no damn sense. But this ain't going to make no sense. When I say this, I'm going to say it again. It's like giving a damn elephant a Tic Tac. It don't make no damn sense. So at the end of the day, you just got to accept people where they are. What makes sense, guys, is accepting somebody for their flaws and all. And stop having unexpected expectations of them, because people change damn near daily.
We put our things on people. We put our perceptions on them. We put our expectations on them, which is the unexpected. We expect people to think a certain way. I've had a situation before in a relationship where people didn't vocalize what they were thinking and assumed that I was going to pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just deteriorated. Shit deteriorated because I did not pick up on that shit. I did not know. I did not inside your brain. I have not had your experiences. I did not. Some things are so ridiculously obvious to you that were not fucking obvious to me. I didn't pick up on that shit. You may call me dumb or oblivious, but I apparently was. So yes, I agree with that. Do not put that on them. Do not. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Right.
I really want to encourage people to. One of the first things we talk about that too, about mental health and all that stuff. I really encourage you to really take those inventory checks. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times we say things and it's just easy to say it. We just say words, statements, phrases. But sometimes the shit we're saying actually has some meaning. Like actually when I say check in with yourself, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy because you're battling with yourself, and then you can tell yourself, "I'm good. I ain't got to do that shit. That's me." But you really have to. That's a discipline within itself. It's like disciplining yourself to a workout. I was talking to some family members. We were all sitting around the table. We were talking, family members, and one of my family members came in, and they had done all this work, and they started this work to as far as their personal health and fitness, and they started this work, and their I guess their results were I would say exponential than another family member. Another family member had been starting on a journey maybe a year or two prior. You see one person that done it in the last 6 months and dropped so much. Another person has been doing it for the last 2 years, and it's like it's ups and downs, and it's like you don't really see the result. You see some changes, but it's not as drastic.
Okay.
One person had decided, that's a discipline, to say, I'm going to do this for real. I'm going to do this for real. And when you do the self-check, self-inventory, and you put that discipline to say, I'm going to be better, you should be able to see those results. And it shouldn't take you 4, 5, 6 years. But that is easier said than done. There are things that in your mind, like you said, these roadblocks you're saying, that is so serious. It's your own roadblock. You tell yourself, I can't stop eating cakes. I just can't stop eating them. So this
I just can't let them go. I can't let her go.
I can't let this stuff go.
You manifest that.
And these other people, like, they moved on, they're healthier, and they started the same shit you've done. They started a year and a half later and have passed you by 3 or 4 years. You still fucking around. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do one day? I'm gonna go and start that show. I'm gonna do that podcast. You know what I'm gonna do? 2023. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on and do that podcast. I'm going to start working out. You know what I'm gonna do? Buy me some real 2025. I'm gonna buy me a piece of property. Go on and get my degree. And all that time.
All that I'm gonna do.
All I'm gonna do.
But not do.
them they done did that shit. Like, oh damn, now they hiring your ass.
Damn.
You know, I can help you get your show started. Wait a minute, I told you about this in 2015. Oh yeah, I done got 3 networks and shit since then. You still trying to start a show? So that's real serious. I've seen this in real life where you're in your own way. You're on your own way. And that's some real shit. You have to look at yourself and say, I am the fucking problem. It's not the ideals. Like, I used to do this thing all the time. I was helping people with the credit and stuff like that. And there were people that I give them the whole game plan. It's the same, the shit that I do. Yeah. You do it. And I give it to them. They just, you know what? Can you just do it? You give them the game plan. I've told people, I could tell 3 people the same shit, the same process. And I also explain it to them in the way that person understands. Like, I may explain it to this person in this way, that person in that way. I give it to them the way they need to get it. But this person went and took off and mastered it. This other person still like, man, can you go and show me that again? 3 years later. And that's what I mean. It's because we're on our own way. We get complacent, like Kimmy said earlier. Yep. We get delusional, which is what I've done a lot. Right. We get lazy. That's a real thing. You are mentally, emotionally lazy to deal
I call it you've lackadaisical in your doings of making you be a better you. You could talk about it. Hell, you could shout about it. You can say shit to other people. You can show up to other people and say all this and that. But you know your ass don't do shit. I mean, it's just days when you don't want to do nothing.
You're just not doing it.
You're just not doing it.
It shows up too.
And don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at Kimmy Kim because I make it happen. Oh, yeah. Or I call you out on shit that you told me. So I'm the type of person, a friend, that you told me that you was going to start this daycare. And you've been talking about it. And then you change your mind. I got a friend right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call her ass out. I don't care. She know if she know me, then she know. But, I ain't going to say her name. But she been telling me stuff for years. She gonna do this and that. So every time we talk, I hold her accountable for it. And to the point that where I was like, listen, stop talking to me about that because you don't put it into action. That ain't your shit. You don't. You asked me. I've given you every tool there is.
You get offended. You be like, don't talk about it. You ain't doing that shit. Bye.
So she got pissed off at me.
Hell yeah.
Because I said, she's like, girl, that's this and that's changed. I said, well, that last I heard, that's what you was on. And then I'm holding you accountable for it, and you saying I did. So at the end of the day, don't even talk to me about that. Show me when you do it.
I did some shit like that. I've heard people tell me some shit they was going to do. I hear them talk about it.
Yeah.
And you talk about it. And I'm like, okay, you ain't doing it. And they're like, well, it's a lot of, okay, it takes so much to do it. Kim, I swear to God, I've done businesses that I don't give a fuck about. And because I heard people say they were going to do it, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And they have the tools. They have to know what everything.
They have everything.
I do that shit. Yeah, wait a minute. You wouldn't start. I had people that would tell me to open up an auto shop for years. I'm not any type of auto mechanic in there. I had an auto shop that was. I was doing all type of shit. I owned an auto mechanic shop. I owned a restaurant. Neither of those things are my professional.
Right.
And I owned that shit. And it was like, but these people, I'm gonna go and do it. And they had the knowledge. And I'm like, you bullshit. You playing. So that's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. Watch your boy Eddie Ed come up with that and do it.
Eddie Ed.
And that's what. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to be funny. Whoever this person is you're talking about, I don't know. She didn't tell me about it. I don't know who you are. Who she's talking about. She did not tell me that. Oh, let me let y'all know that Kim does not tell her nobody's business. So just don't think she over here telling nobody. But I don't know any of that. But I will tell you this. Had it been a year or so ago, or a year or so from now, if Kimmy had said this person was saying was going to do that, like Kim, what else do it? Now, me and Kim, just for shits and giggles, this is how cold we are. Just for shits and giggles, we would start a daycare. And like, I thought it was so difficult. Now we don't want to have nothing to do with
we don't give a shit about it.
No daycare.
We just started because just to show you that you can do it.
And then you know what? You can buy it from us.
And listen,
I'm petty as hell, Kim. I would do that.
But I'm gonna go on record and say something I did. This is real talk. This is my personal. I was there and told me that you talking about it's hard for me to study to get my CDLs, and I was like, oh, okay then. So I was dared. I said, I got you. So I got my CDLs. I don't give a shit about no truck. I'm never ever gonna drive a truck. I got my CDLs just to prove that it can be gotten, it can be done. And let the chips fall where they lay. Boom. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can make whatever you want to have happen, guys. You can make it. And that's what I want to. We talked about where you at. And let's talk about where you going. You need to show up where you want to show up in your life. You could talk about it to a girlfriend. You get drunk. You can smoke up a blunt, smoke it, then talk about it. Say this and that and the other. Get mad. Have a breakup. Fall out with a family member and say you're going to do blah, blah, blah. But you ain't shit unless you actually do it.
My God.
That's just the truth.
My God.
So that's why I try to manifest into things where I'm okay of saying right now I'm not sure what I want to do. But let me get back to you, because I like to mean what I say and say what I mean.
Facts.
And that's the person that I want to be in my life. So that's what we was talking about, where you at, where you were, and where you at, where you want to go. I don't know, but I just know one thing that I think Sip and Spill, my boy Ed and I want to show y'all. It's not nothing that you cannot do. And it truly starts. If you just constantly keep saying something, you're not doing that, that's just straight manipulation to your damn self. Just be honest to yourself. It's just trickery and straight fuckery. And I'm here for it, to tell you and be an accountable friend and say, that's not what you might want to do. And it's okay if it's hard to hear. I don't give a fuck that it is. Just do it and you'll see how it's short. That's why I say it's just start with I'm gonna. One little thing. Just write that shit down and just do it. And just say it to yourself. Voice record it, whatever you got to do. Tell your Alexa, Siri, all that. But it can happen. Just start doing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And it can truly change your life. I'm going to say this. And then this is my mic drop for this subject. And that is, I guess we go to Instagram and talk to other fans. But what said to me is like, Kim, you have a lot of, I love your advice. You said a lot of things. I'm going to be honest with you. It was somebody told me, I'll be honest with you. I just don't see how to put that in motion. I just don't know how you do it. Like, how do you do it? And it'd be sometimes on the show, Ed and I be talking about stuff and he'll say, but what are some of the tools, And the number one tool, you go and you be like, you need to screw something in, you go get your drill and all that. Well, I ain't got none of that. I'm not gonna tell you a specific anything. I'm just gonna tell you one thing that you can do. And it starts right here. I always say this. If you change your mindset, you change your life. Absolutely anything you want to do, you can do it starting with your mindset. Even if your mind is just telling you to damn near Google it. You can do it. It's not nothing. It's all out there. Our mind is a plethora of different information. You can do it. It's what you feed it. If you sitting up, like my boy Ed say all the time, like he said, I just don't want to watch all that news and all that. And I'm with that. There's just certain things. Like if you come in, and if I had the pleasure of being sick and living with my partner, it's not, his home is not built like that. Like I'm not finna walk and they all in front of the TV and they got to watch it. That's their house. Then I go to other people's house. That's every damn TV, every news, you find it's a different energy in different homes like that. Like you come to my house, I'm playing music all the time. I don't care how many damn TVs I got. But that's me. You gonna always. I got neighbors that say, "I just girl, I know when you're in your zone, you sing and yeah, you be killing it. You doing that's me. I'm music. My boys the girl to be like, I love when you home, mama, because you playing music. Dad home, all the music, all TV on. It's just how it is. But you set the stage, and it's just what I'm saying is, you set the stage for how you want to be delivered to your audience in your life.
Mm.
You teach the people. So what I'm saying is, get on the stage, own it.
Own that shit.
You listen. You're not auditioning for your life. It has already happened. All you got to do is show up for it and grab all the talents because you were born with it. But only you can tap into it.
Right.
In order for that to happen, you got to be able to make that happen. You got to have the open minded. Don't be so closed minded to say I can't and I can't. I can't. When growing up with my children, I told them that a cuss word was can't. I told them that for years because I didn't want them to feel. I don't want them to be prohibited that they couldn't do anything.
Right.
So they always had to find a way to tell me that they can, even when they felt that they couldn't. So I challenge everybody, anybody, to go out and be kind to someone.
Yes.
Really be kind, not just open and close the door. You know what I'm saying? But Ed and I talked about a week ago, like if you know what I'm saying, and we know gas prices is high, and you just say, listen, let me go on here and just, I'm gonna put $5 worth of gas in your car. You might not think that's nothing, but that for that person, that's especially a single mother that don't have that, or somebody that just lost their job, or brother, and he had that, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? I picked up a lady. I was coming out of PT, and this lady, she was walking way worse than I was. And I mean, when I tell you, she was just barely stepping it. She had a long way to go. And I'm looking at everybody I'm like, how could they just, I don't know. And I know it's strange, you don't want to get nobody in your car. But when I tell you, this woman, it was just like her legs, it was so messed up, so bad. But let me tell you something, I ain't give a damn about the lightness of my car and what it could bring and all that. What I cared about was getting that woman to that place, because if it was me, if it was my mama, if it was somebody that I love, I would want somebody to do it for me.
Facts, all facts. Yes.
And so I remember when I was down just a month ago and I couldn't do something for myself, such as me being a woman, and somebody did it for me. And I feel like things do come back to you 10 times fold over when you do something for someone else.
Facts.
But I don't do it for the comeback.
Right.
I do it for the show up. So when that woman, I pulled up, I said, listen, I know you don't know me from Jack, but it's bothering me that you walking and I'm driving. We just left the same physical therapist office. So let me give you this ride. And she was hesitant. She was just, I said, listen, you know, you could feel my energy. It's coming from a place of love. I ain't gonna run off with you. I don't want your change. You ain't got to give me nothing. Fuck that Uber. Get in this car. This finna be a free ride of love. When I tell you that woman rode, and we got to the destination, and she said, people just don't do this anymore. And I said, a lot of people don't experience it anymore, but they still do it. They still do it. So God is still in the work in miracle business. They show up. So I'm asking everybody to be kind to people.
Be kind to people. And you know what? I want to, I love that mic drop. That was a bomb. And I want to add to that as we finish and close out is that we, Sip and Spill, are the proponents of being the change that we want to see.
Absolutely.
So the reason why we do this show is we doing the things that we want to see people do. And we're going to be like, when you help the lady out, it's like we want to see it, because everybody. I remember one day I was talking, there was something going on. I was with these guys in one of my classes, and the guy was like, he was always sitting around. There's things that need to be done, changes that need to be made, but everybody's sitting around and seeing who's going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I'm done with that. I don't like something, I'm gonna do something about it.
Absolutely.
I don't like what I'm hearing, I'm gonna say something. So we're going to be the change that we need, and it starts with us. And I'm going to say, I'm going to do it. Like right now, people, the stuff that I've said on the show, the vulnerabilities that we shared, that I shared on the show, that we've been very transparent about our lives. A lot of people don't like it, but it's like, you know what? You may not like that. I wouldn't have did that. But there's a seed. I believe in seed sowing.
Yes, you say that.
And sometimes it may not manifest today, but somebody has to hear it at some point. I got to drop it on you. I want to be that. Somebody gonna come back and water it, or something's gonna water that seed. Somebody's gonna add some sunshine to that, and it's going to grow. If I don't give you, like, see this possible. There's a man that was flawed, myself. in my life, my relationships. And I could be a misogynist. I could be, oh yeah, shut your ass up and be whatever. I could be a player, dog, cheater, trick, all that shit. I've done a lot of shit. And people say, why are you telling your business? Well, I'm not, it's not about telling my business. It's more about saying that I'm owning my wrong and I don't want to be that person. And a lot of us don't really want to be in the shit that we're in. Right. We don't know how to start. And my thing is, okay, maybe you don't want to say
and you're
that.
not afraid to make a mistake.
I'm afraid. So maybe you don't want to say, that's cool. I'll go ahead and do it. And hopefully, you can see something out of it and gravitate to it. There'll be a seed sown in you. You be like, you know what? That nigga did it, man. I'm gonna go ahead. And it's so funny because I got some friends of mine that were like, man, I ain't gonna do this, that, and the other. They want to do what they do. And I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. Now, I may not have it all the way down. Kim knows me very well. So she knows the things. She knows my ups and downs. She was talking about me today, like, yeah, she knows my ups and downs. She knows what I go through. I don't hide nothing from her. She knows what's going on. And she's like, okay, all right, I see what you're trying to do. Some stuff I agree with, some stuff I don't agree with, but I see you trying. And all she need to do is, okay, I see a dude trying. And that's why she's like, that's my boy, because you know what? He got some whack ass ways. But I can tell him about it. And he'd be like, okay, cool. I can address it about it. And he know he's doing it wrong. And he want to be better. And that's what you would appreciate. And my thing is, I'm just going to show you, but I can tell you, I don't have it all down. I don't know it all together. But on our show, Sip and Spill, we want to be the proponent. We want to be the change that we want to see.
Absolutely.
It'll start with us. We'll tell you, you don't want to start the show. You want to do this, you want to do that. We're going to show you better than we can tell you. Again, this may not be the absolute blueprint, but it's a start. Make it better. Somebody started off the cotton gin at some point. Somebody had, I remember the first computer. That shit was big as hell, cost a lot of money. Right. Now we got
big old phones.
Big old phones. Now we got these phones. We can do everything on these phones. Somebody had to start with that damn phone.
Right. It has to start within you.
So listen, guys, we love you guys. We like you guys. We want you guys to make sure you subscribe, like, subscribe, and share. Share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our TikTok, and our Instagram. Facebook is cool. Like that too. But definitely subscribe and like our YouTube channel, Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill, and our TikTok channel at Sip and Spill. We're also on Twitter. So like and subscribe. Please share the information. If you see a video, there's a lot of videos on there, and we're going to start to go out there and we're going to republish some videos so you guys can see there's a lot of inventory, which is what we wanted to do. We wanted to put we had a lot of stuff to say, you can see, okay? And we still got a lot more to say. And we're going to share more videos, show more content, and sometimes some of the stuff will be recycled. But I want you to watch your video that you like, share what you like that we did, and then encourage your friends to subscribe. We put out a thing before. We asked you guys if the first person that can show us 20 subscribers, we're going to give you a free overnight hotel stay at a rooftop, nice a place at the destination of your choice within the country. So we're going to do that. We're asking for you guys to do that. Please do that. Another thing we're going to be doing is we're going to do a Sip and Spill sit down.
Yes.
Where we can be recorded or off air. We want to sit down and actually talk to us. And a lot of people want to talk to us and just get a vibe and sit down and talk to us. We can record it. We can not record it. But it'll be dope as hell. We're going to have a venue. We're going to sit down and talk. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about some shit people don't want to talk about when it comes to relationships, monogamy, polyamory, BDSM, freaky type nasty stuff, lying and cheating, all type of stuff. Who's this? Side people. We're gonna talk about all this shit, the reality, the truth of it, the bullshit, all this stuff. We're gonna talk about it and put it on the table. We're not gonna judge. We're not here to judge. We're not a judge, jury, and executioner. When we talk about it, we have experiences and we have people who have knowledge in these areas, and we'd like to sit down and talk to you about it. Or if you want to talk about just situation with your kids and your family, like growing up with whack ass, with parents that we felt weren't the best, or maybe there were parents that didn't kind of understand we weren't allowed to be ourselves.
Right.
So we want to offer that opportunity for you guys. We're going to post that and put the information out there, what day and time, and we'd love for you guys to rock with us, get down with us. Any last?
Yeah, I just want to go ahead and let everybody know, as Ed is sharing that, the part where I want to say where Sip and Spill is going. Where we're going is that, as Ed just stated, that Sip and Spill want to do Sip and Spill sit down. And what that means is that you will be able to contact us through our Mitchell&Mitchell22gmail.com, letting us know that you would like to have a sit down with us. We have people that say you want to meet us. We're not afraid of that. You might want to be afraid of us, but I'm just saying on certain levels, we're there for it. But you can let us know by any means necessary. Sip and Spill 2022 is our Instagram, and Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill on Facebook. And then there's YouTube, Sip and Spill. So yes, go ahead and contact us with all our communication out there. I'm going to put out a post to just say every way you can contact us with the sip and spill sit down. This is a recorded, if you want it to be, or it's just a simple conversation with Ed and I about whatever you want to talk about. We're
Cool.
there for it. And that is the young, the old, the middle, whatever is you is. If and I want to be able to reach everybody.
Everybody.
That and that's something that's why we created it. It's not just for the likes and the shares and the subscribers.
Yeah.
That
That's
we
what we
really
want.
that's not our gift. We want to be able to share that. And if that's what you feel like you want to do, we're here for it. We will get a place, we'll put it out there, and we'll see who all hit us up. We can get a good amount of people. Or even if you just say, listen, I just need that individual. I don't need to be around all the people. Can I just have you and Ed? We here for it.
We're here for
Here
it. We're
for
here
it.
for it.
We'll do that. We'll show up if you're a relationship, or a wife and husband, or girlfriend and man, or friends and benefit. You want to have a conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and say this when we talk about that. It is a couple that Ed and I did a show on, and I had shared it just live, and my friend hit me up, and she was like, "Can you just talk about it?" And her and her husband, they basically, her husband was in a poly relationship with the woman he had been with for a while. They were on the verge of a divorce, and I really can't wait to even my partner meet them. They took our advice, and we just told them to be their authentic selves, but they took our advice and decided, all three of them, and now they're in a much better place, and they give us the thanks for that. That is huge for me, a huge compliment to me, simply for the fact of Ed and I. That's why we show up and do the show, and we was the voice that the other person couldn't say.
Right.
So with that said, they did that, and they are living. They have happily ever after, and we're gonna bring them on the show and talk about it. We'll let them, basically tell y'all how we were a blessing to them. But I look forward to that. But that's what we want to do, and that's what a sip and spill sit down comes in for people that want to have a conversation and talk to us. That's great. And we want to go to different spots. So if you got the dope spot and you want two dope people to come in and just shine some light on that, hit us up. We're here to do that. So what's coming up for us is the sip and spill sit down, and I would say a lot more lives. As Ed say, we do have a lot of content. However, we want to recycle it and get it out. And then I think the lives is people just want to see us right then and there. So I think within the next day or two, we'll do another live.
Right.
Again, it was Memorial Day weekend. So we're going to hone in on that 3-day weekend right with y'all, because your family, all y'all together. So why not sit up and have a sip and spill with us?
Right.
We here for it. But we look forward to it. And I want to say thank you to all our subscribers and everybody that gives us support and all the love that you've shown us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. We like you. We love you. Want more of you. And remember, on the show, it's been real. It's been fun. But every time we get together, every time we get to connect with you guys, every time we get to feel that love and support from you guys, it's always, don't ever get it twisted, always for us, real motherfucking fun. We'll holler back at y'all.
Peace out.